Hey, everybody. Good evening. I am just getting things set up for Instagram. You have to go live here and then set it up for Instagram. So hopefully, we are live both to Facebook and YouTube and Instagram as well tonight, which is super fun. So if you're joining me from Instagram, and you can post a comment, go ahead and say so I know. And that would be super interesting to see how that works out. So, welcome everybody. It's lovely to have you. I am Ellen Lewis from Crazy for You, and happy Valentine's Day, everybody. So fun, right? We don't do little cards anymore. And my husband and I decided early on that we would not celebrate Valentine's Day. We're a romantic couple, I guess, but Valentine's Day just seems like, the restaurants are not on their game because they're overwhelmed. Everything is overpriced and it just no. So I always make like a special dinner or whatever. And tonight I was cooking, I was actually making brownies. And my husband walked over and he knows that I have the retreat this weekend. So he said, "Are you getting ready for your thing this weekend?" And I said, "Yeah, I am." And I wasn't thinking anything about it. So I put the brownies in the oven and I looked at him and I said, "Honey, those brownies are for us." And I swear he looked like he was maybe 7 years old. He goes, "For us? Brownies?" I just thought that was so great. And I wanted to share that with you. I don't know why, probably more about my life than you need to know. But anyway, it was just so cute because, guys never really do grow up, do they? They're still just enthralled at the idea of brownies. Such a simple thing. Anyway, hey, everybody. I am so glad you are here. Good evening, Kelly. Hey, Amelia. Hi, Gwen and Phyllis and Anna, Terry. Oh, my goodness. And all you folks that joined before I went live, Donna and Jal. Oh, my goodness. So nice to have you. And I am super excited to share with you tonight Rowan's Mode Collection 10. Now, you guys know I love me some mode, right? I love Rowan, but it is truly the mode line that speaks to me. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Maybe it's just that their stuff is more simple. It's to me more accessible. What they call it, and I've said this many times before, is that mode is fashion reflective. Which, if you read the newsletter, you know that that means when you go into a store and you see a sweater and you love it and you think, "Oh, that's so great, but I could knit that." These are the patterns for those sweaters that you want to buy, you want to wear, but you want to knit them. So I love, love, love them. And I think this collection is especially nice. Um, and it is fashion reflective. So it's the stuff that you're going to see in the stores, which trickles down from the high fashion runway kinds of shows, from haute couture to ready to wear runway to in the stores, right? High street, as they call it in Great Britain. So, some of the things that I want to show you tonight are kind of indicative of some of the trends that we're seeing. Not the huge, oversized kinds of outlandish trends that you might see on a runway, but some of the things that have popped up time and time again on different runway shows that sort of indicate to all those people who are fashion bloggers, hey, this is a trend. This is something to pay attention to. And I think it's interesting that Mode has managed to do that really, really well this time, as always. So their collection tends to be a capsule wardrobe of updated modern classics that you can knit now and wear forever, every day, all day, regardless of what you're doing. They're not the kinds of things that you're going to knit and just keep for special. I don't think there's anything you should just knit and keep for special. I'm a firm believer in wearing and enjoying your hand knits, as you know. So, anyway, I do want to share these with you. Let's see. We've got some comments. Hey, Polly. Hey, Susie. All right. Ellen says she likes mode better. Hi, Gail. Hey, Beverly. Hey, Norma. Nice to see you guys. So, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe. I love it when you subscribe. It makes a huge difference and I just really appreciate it. And if you click subscribe now, you'll get a little sparkly thing that explodes. It's really fun and pretty and that's cute. And I guess if you click the bell, then you get notified every time that I go live or I schedule to go live so that you'll never miss one of my things. And I've been putting out a lot of videos and shorts lately. So if you are interested in those, again, click the bell and you'll be notified. So onward to the magazine. Here is the magazine. It is beautiful. As with all of their collections and their publications, Mode Collection is such a high quality production. You know that the paper is solid, it's quality, it's all shot in France. The photographs are just lovely. Makes you want to go there right away, like immediately. Just beautiful. And you get a picture in the collection of living your life in these sweaters. I mean, you can definitely see yourself going to the grocery store, getting a cup of coffee with a friend, running around doing your errands wearing these garments. They're not um aspirational. Do you know what I mean? They're real life and I love that. So, let's go through and I will show you what we got. Okay, Mode at Rowan Collection 10. They have a number of designers that they work with. Mode is primarily a production of Quail Studio. And Quail Studio, as you know, is sort of the younger, hipper cousin of Rowan, like we talked about. But in addition to the designers from Quail, we have Chloe Thurlow, who we see consistently in Rowan as well. Of course, Martin Story. Georgia Farrell, of course, is perfectly suited to Mode because she's so young. And of course, Lisa Richardson, just incredibly talented, classic designers there. So they're the ones who have contributed to this collection. Their words are timeless femininity. This is what they're going for in the collection. Effortlessly elegant, all day, every day wear. Oh my gosh, I love that so much, right? Isn't that just beautiful? And I love the way that they have photographed this particular model wearing this beautiful Georgia Farrell design, just at the flower market in France. Absolutely beautiful. The first one in the collection, and I will tell you that all of these are named, they all have French names and they all have an accent in them, but I didn't put the accent on this. This is actually has an accent grave over this second E. So that means it's pronounced eh. So Solène. This is worked in Summerlight 4-ply with kid silkays. So that beautiful fabric that you get when you put a lace weight mohair with cotton, gorgeous. But they haven't allowed that to kind of bump their gauge. They're still knitting that at a fingering weight gauge. So this is going to be a firm-ish fabric. Hard to tell from the picture, but it is a cardigan. It has little buttons on it, V-neck, obviously, and it has this 2-layer shoulder ruffle. And this to me speaks very much to one of the trends that I saw when I was sort of looking at spring summer trends called girl core. And girl core is this trend to things that are very kind of girly, very feminine. There's nothing austere about girl core. It's not androgynous. It is definitely a girly thing. It's knit with 3 to 5 inches of positive ease, and it has a beautiful deep ribbing. So I like that very much. And speaking of girl core, I'm going to go back to, this is one of the garments from the Rowan collection put together by Erica Knight. And this is another piece of that girl core and the trend, the roses. So roses are a huge trend in this season. So you'll see the roses kind of popping up everywhere, not just as print, but actual adornments, rosettes, ruffles, all of those kinds of things. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. It almost belongs more in the Mode collection than in Rowan, but still, it's awesome wherever they put it. The next one is Lyra. I love this so much. This is knitted in Summerlight DK at standard Summerlight DK gauge 22. Has a beautiful shaped armhole and a narrow shoulder, which I really like. It's worked with 4 to 6 inches of positive ease, and it has a lovely front cable. And I have a close up of that too. Let's see. Fiber Chats loves Solane. Oh, merci. Okay, so this is Lyra. This is that cable that I was talking about. I think this is so pretty. Do you see how it runs up the front and the neckline? Very nice touch there. It's the little details, I think, that make it so beautiful. And this is Lily. This is by Quail Studio. Summerlight DK, shaped armhole, jewel neck. You know, this is one of those things you can wear by itself. You can wear it as a vest. It's got 5 to 6 inches of positive ease and again, a deep rib hem. You could do this striped. This to me is a very classic French Breton kind of sweater thing with that feel. So again, a layering piece or just a standalone. Love that deep ribbed hem. Noemi is also beautiful. And let me just take a second to say this to you. As we're kind of going through, pay attention to the colors, because one of the other the season's sort of trends is this very neutral palette, and Mode has captured that absolutely. You're looking at cream, at white, at gray, at navy. Okay, so very tight palette, and a lot of neutrals without even a pop. Normally you'll have kind of a pop of color, but they're not really seeing that in a lot of the trends. So just pay attention to the color. So I don't want to mention it again. Okay, so Noemi, Summerlight 4-ply, deep neckline. The front and the back are identical. So you've got this same beautiful deep neckline and these cute, playful little ties at the shoulder. This is very pretty. And it's hard to see it against the cream colored pants, but you have a curved hem that's shaped with short rows, which is very, very pretty. And they show it in the white and also in this navy. Very easy fitting. I saw a lot of things like this when I was looking at the trends, this kind of deep openness at the neckline. I don't know that I would call it a trend. I mean, I think that's something that you typically see in the summer, but very kind of overfitting, oversized, 5 to 7 inches of positive ease, worked in that Summerlight 4-ply. So this can be a beautiful drapey fabric. Don't you just love her at the little cafe drinking her, I don't know what, something fabulous, of course. And this is Inez. I love this one. I think this is so gorgeous. This, hard to see from here, but it's completely open up both sides. So you get that real swingy kind of feel. Again, with the stripes and that kind of Breton style. Summerlight DK, dropped shoulder, crew neck, 16 to 18 inches of positive ease. And now you know how I feel about positive ease. It doesn't really do it for me if you've got a drop shoulder, that much positive ease. But with the sides open like that, it really does work. Okay, let's see. Are the ties required or just added on? Okay, so you're talking about Noemi. They are an integral part of the garment in that you're working bottom up and those sleeves, those straps go into an I-cord that you then tie off. But you wouldn't have to. You could just graft those and then make a simple shoulder line there, a simple tank strap. So they're basically just added on, but they are integral to the fabric. So I hope that makes sense. Yes. You would wear that all the time. That's the one with the stripe. Yes, I would wear this all the time too. Ugh. Yes, Irina, we should both make one. Mm-mm. Ellen says she would do this in solid or in a light pink. Ooh, light pink would be nice, wouldn't it? Summer Light DK comes in a gorgeous pink. It's called blush pink or something. Anyway, I knit a sweater out of it. It's beautiful. So there's that. Now, one thing I want to point out, and I would love your opinion on this. They have done a ribbed edge here on either side. So they've made that open edge ribbed. Now, you and I know that ribbing has a different row gauge than stockinette. So ribbing here at the edge is going to force that side panel down. Do you see how it angles down there? That's because that row gauge is different. It's fewer rows to the inch. So tell me in the chat if that's something that you like or whether you would do something different, like maybe a double knit edge or garter stitch edge or seed stitch or whatever. Or, you could get really fancy and do short rows with it. But anyway, it's just something that I notice when I think about having ribbing worked at the same time as stockinette. Okay, look at this one. Aurélie. This is beautiful. This is worked in a combination of fine lace and kid silk haze at 19 stitches over 4 inches. So, and that's the gauge in stockinette. So this is going to be a beautiful drapey fabric. Not so drapey that you lose structure, because fine lace and kid silk haze is, perfectly nice at 22, 21, 20, but definitely drapier than a lot of the others that we see in this collection. It's a gorgeous duster in this beautiful navy. I love this. Set in sleeve, 16 to 18 inches of positive ease. So kind of an oversized a little bit in the body. Easy cable and lace pattern that is charted. So yeah. So yes, we could be matching for H&H. You'll have yours done long before me, though. A slip stitch edge, yeah, you could, but you would probably still need something to keep the fabric from curling in. You'd need some kind of an edging on there. So, I mean, I can see why they did it, and they didn't want to disrupt the pattern, but I'm just wondering if it was the same choice that I would have made. I don't know. Again, whatever the question, the answer is always you will have to swatch it and see, right? All right. Betty, you like Aurelia. Yes, this is very you, isn't it, darling? Very clean, very elegant. And that fabric is just so yummy. This is Menon. This is a little top. This is worked in Summer Light 4-ply and fine lace. So no fuzz on this. Fingering weight gauge, so it's definitely going to be a little bit of a firmer fabric. Shaped armhole, jewel neck, again with this ruffle detail, this girl core thing going on. Tell me if you like that. Tell me how you feel about the ruffles, whether that does it for you or whether you just as soon not have them. Because I think we're going to be seeing a lot of them going forward. The trend started slow, but it's definitely gaining traction. And I think, as I said, we're going to see a lot of that in the stores and in knitwear. This is something that you would like, Amelia, because it has an interesting stitch pattern going along with it. So it's not boring to knit. It's not miles and miles of stockinette. I love miles and miles of stockinette. Ellen says, no ruffles for me. Yeah, no, it isn't really your thing, is it, darling? Yes, Irina loves it. I hate the ruffles. Okay. Thank you. I would have to see. I mean, I honestly would have to see it on. I hope that this is one that comes in the trunk show. So, yeah, interesting. Okay, and this is Lucy. This is the cover design, so they obviously love it very much. Um, Beautiful Summerlight 4-ply plus Kid Silk Haze at 27 over 4 inches. Has a raglan sleeve. And that raglan sleeve, I think, raglans tend to be a little more sporty, a little more casual. And I think that balances the lace of this really, really nicely. If it had been a set-in sleeve, it might look just a little too dressy for every day. I don't know. Um, that's just my take on it. Easy lace pattern. It isn't charted. It's just pretty simple to do. 5 to 7 inches of positive ease. Okay, let's see. Barbara likes the ruffles. Okay, yep, good point. They do take away the severe look. Uh, yep, Amelia's not so much on the ruffles. Karen. Oh, she has? Oh, so and tell me, Karen, how old is your daughter? Because that's really indicative, who's wearing those styles. Like Gail. They look great on the model, me not so much. You don't know. Lucy is amazing. Not sure I would want the Kid Silk Haze with it though. Looks like a great summer New Orleans cardi. Yes, absolutely. And at 27 stitches over 4 inches, Ellen, you would not have to put the Kid Silk Haze with it. It would still give you a nice fabric without. Rita likes Lucy. So Karen's daughter is 30. So that's the trending. Yeah. Much younger than that, and they're maybe not looking at something so sort of sophisticated, but yeah, my daughters are in that same age bracket, Karen. Kid Silk Haze is too warm for Portuguese summer. Okay, that makes great sense. And Anna, I think your point is well taken. Ellen is also in a warm weather climate. Ellen is in New Orleans. So if you're in Portugal, probably don't want that Kid Silk Haze with it. New Orleans, same thing. Donna in Texas, you're not going to want that Kid Silk Haze. There's a lot of people that aren't going to want that here in the Mid Atlantic, but I love it. So there it is. Um, okay. Yes, you need to order this book. Yes, you do. Well, there's a link in the description, so you should be able to get that. It's a great collection. And here is the side view of Lucy. You can see that that is a simple lace pattern. Irina, tell me how many rows that is. It's maybe a 4-row repeat, I think. Betty's granddaughter would love the ruffles. Yes, stylish young ladies they are, I'm sure. Okay, what else we got? Okay, this is Zoe. This is by Martin Story. This is the one accessory in the collection. It is a rectangular shawl wrap in Summerlight 4-ply. 23 stitches over 4 inches in the lace pattern. It's going to be a little drapey. It's a nice sized shawl, 17 by 78. The lace pattern is charted. It's a beautiful leaf lace, just a rectangular shawls. Yeah. So Karen would knit Lucy for herself. Yes. I think that, yeah. And Irina, the queen of lace, says it looks like a 4-row repeat to her too. Yes, we just love Martin's story. Well, wait till you see his next one. I think it's next, is it? Let's see. Yes, this is very hard to see, but this is a white wrap sweater. It is very oversized. It's knit in Summerlight 4-ply, 28 stitches over 4 inches. It's got a drop shoulder, lots and lots of positive ease. But because it's a wrap sweater, you're not going to get that droop because you're going to pull the ease around you and belt it so that you get a little bit of that sort of gathery, relaxed feel in the front. Big drapey bell sleeves are really pretty. That lace at the hem and the cuff is the same lace pattern that you see in in the wrap. So he's made double duty with that lace pattern. And it appears, like I said, right here and in the cuff. This is beautiful in white. It would also be pretty in a pale gray or a pale pink, of course, just lovely. Yeah. Okay. And this is um, Gail. Okay. LPG, you have to tell me if that's the right pronunciation in French. I didn't see a tréma over anything, so I'm assuming it's Gail. This is knit in Summerlight DK, 23 stitches and 23 and a half over 4 inches in the pattern stitch. It's a really fun pattern. It's got a reverse stockinette sort of face, and then these long kind of dropped stitches, decreased thing that very interesting. This is what I love about Georgia Farrell. She is so clever and creative with her stitch pattern. She's always, designing her own stitch patterns, and they always just look so beautiful and organic. She is the one that is inspired by architecture. So all of her patterns have some kind of little architectural feel, whether it's the I don't even know. She when she taught at our retreat, she was showing pictures of, the way the light hit some window, or, just even tracks in a road. I could see this pattern being inspired by, treads in a road in front of a piece of architecture, but just beautiful stuff. So very clever. I love her. Love her stuff. So this to me is like a 4-season garment. I will knit this because, first of all, it's gorgeous. I probably would do it in the linen, because I just love the linen and they have the same gauge. With those long sleeves, you could wear that any season of the year, even though it's long sleeved. By the time I get in a restaurant or whatever, I'm freezing. And they show it in another picture. They show her wearing it off the body and wrapped tight around her shoulders, which is just beautiful. There's this lovely deep V neck. If you're going to wear it without a blouse underneath, you might need a cami or something, but look how cute it is with that, blouse peeking out the bottom. I think it is just gorgeous. All right, so let's see. I would pronounce it with an accent tréma, even if they didn't put one. Okay, so Gaëlle. Thank you, darling. I don't think there's an accent on it. Let's see. I have so much work to do on my French. I am looking to see how they have named that. Oh, it does. I'm wrong. I am absolutely wrong. Yes, it does. It does have a tréma. So Gaëlle, thank you. My mistake. Beautiful and classic collection. Yes, it totally is. I think it's gorgeous. And there's one more in here that I think is beautiful too. And this is Elena by Quail Studio. Summerlight DK and Kid Silk Haze. You do not have to put the Summerlight DK in. I mean, you do not have to put the Kid Silk Haze in there. What it does is give a different effect to the fabric. So you can see that the darkness of the Kid Silk Haze sort of comes through, and you get this beautiful mottled sort of fabric. I think that's gorgeous. It looked to me when I was writing this up that it was a set-in sleeve, but when you look at the schematic, it's a dropped shoulder, which I think is really interesting. It has a slightly shaped sleeve cap, which maybe is part of the reason for that. And there's a lot less positive ease than there might be in a typical dropped shoulder design. So slightly cropped. You can see that it hits the model slightly above her jeans waistband. But again, you would want to look at your own length measurements and see where that would fit. I love these kind of wide sleeves and the ribbing on that. This is just a beautiful classic sweater. I think it is absolutely lovely. I like Gail. Oh my goodness. Ellen, you have got to get over this chart phobia, girlfriend. Charts are your friend. They are the way. Charts make it so much easier to do. Honestly, it really, really does. I promise you. And we can go over it together. If you decide that you're going to make that with me, we will work it together. And yeah, it'll be fine. So please don't let the chart frighten you off. So I hope you love this collection. I absolutely adore this collection. I think it's one of their best in a long time. I mean, they've only had what, 5 or 6 years. This is collection 10. So yeah, 5 years, and they're all great, but this one I think is really spectacular, worth getting the whole book for it. If there is just one pattern that you like, they are available individually on Ravelry. But again, I think that there's something very very nice for me about having the whole collection and feeling it, because like I said, it is such a quality publication. So until next time, when I am interviewing the wonderful and beautiful and talented and lovely Melanie Fallick about her new book, Making a Life, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your Valentine's Day and a wonderful week. And I will see you next week. Keep knitting and create something beautiful. Good night, everyone.